Greetings. Yeah. Why do you think they're trying to silence Pisces? They say the more haters you have, the better job you're doing. And that's fine. That's fine. I was listening to a reader this morning. I got to thinking, your Halloween Scorpio boogeyman energy. My father. Kind of interesting. He used to go to San Diego, California, every 4 years for Big Brother. They used to experiment on him. Run tests. Who knows? He didn't like to talk about it very often. They give him these strange tests, right? I can hear this in the collective about a lot of these groups having issues. And I started thinking, he told me one time, he went and they injected not alive, but dead HIV virus. Injected it right into my dad. It was dead, but still they checked out how the antibodies, how things of that nature affected his body. And every time I see, if you go to the community page and you see Madison Cavanaugh's The 1 Minute Cure, every time I see that or hear this in the collective about people having issues, I'm like, haven't they read a book? Because that's what they're probably trying to silence Pisces for, is crimes against humanity. You can't prove to me that they don't keep you sick. I just saw a YouTube short where they push this big square block of processed goo, trying to make people aware, trying to wake them up to the fact that there's nothing nutritious in any of that. And I thought, well, yeah, that goes along with the FDA's ploy to regulate your food and your drugs. That way they can keep you sick, whether they're aware of it or not. You've got video after video after video on YouTube of how narcissists have an entity within them, a demon, whatever, the thing that my light triggers their demons, and how they're running the show. Okay. I can agree with that. So when you have, and if you go to the community page, it's on Google, when you pull that up, it's like 96,000 positive case studies of the 1 minute cure for virtually any disease. 96,000 positive case studies. 96,000. Now, why don't they offer that when you go to the duped? We have that energy in the cards of how people specifically get that job, like Steve Martin from Little Shop of Horrors. You had that energy in the cards last week. When I was young and just a bad little kid, my mama noticed funny things that I did, like shooting puppies with a BB gun. Now, when I hear that, and you've got animal sacrifice all in the cards. Is that our dentist? Is that the dentist doing that? So if you've got books like that available that make those claims with 96,000 case studies, why do they silence things like that? I know Woodward Entertainment had a beautiful video. That video disappeared. It was taken down. So why would information like that be removed from the public? Think they're controlling the narrative? Think it's all about the money? And because there's no profit in the cure. That's what it says. You can administer this for just a couple cents a day. virtually any disease, 96,000 positive case studies. Now you go over to Dolores Cannon in 117 countries. And I quote, she has found a way to heal you of anything. Nothing is impossible. Nothing. She's had doctors. She's had movie stars. She's had people from all over the world went to her office in Arkansas. And she had built a relationship with the higher self, the God consciousness, the super consciousness, the Christ consciousness, the Galactic Council, the Council of 12, the Galactic Federation. It doesn't care what you call it. It's God. It's the higher self. It's the same voice that's in every client that a QHHT practitioner deals with. It's inside everyone that makes an appointment, does the work to get down to the office, have the session. So now if that's accepted in 117 countries, but yet we have narcissistic energies, crimes against humanity, island boys, rich men and an island boy. Okay, great. So what are they triggered about? What are they upset about? They've been keeping you sick, keeping you down, keeping you powerless. Okay, I can go with all that. Sweet. When you have a woman that is still the only teacher from the grave, sweet, and they say ignorance isn't an option, ignorance isn't bliss. So when you have the land of the immortals in Okinawa, Reiki, humanity's birthright. Last time Reiki was blocked from the United States was during WW2. Come on, you want to be in the picture so bad. Say hi. Right? You've got animal Reiki. You've got plant Reiki. You've got Reiki, universal life force energy, humanity's birthright. When Madame Takata and Dr. Hayachi came over into Hawaii during WW2, what happens? Pearl Harbor, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Well, isn't that what Dolores Cannon said brought the 3 waves of volunteers here? That the Earth said, look, this these narcissistic viruses are destroying the planet because they don't care who they hurt. Got video after video about, important people with degrees talking about how they have entity attachments, don't believe in God, heightened self-importance. You take away their image, you take away their money and their power, and then their narcissistic supply. The masses that they feed off of those are crimes against humanity. Now they're trying to change the narrative, creating the illusion, right? So you take my family, right? Every time I go to a general practitioner, I've overcome. You've got readers talking about they attacked my nervous system with voodoo. I went to a neurologist, told me I would never recover from multiple sclerosis. Right? Every time I go, there's something magically new from their black magic. And you've got readers talking about they've been doing this to the sun since I was a child, harvesting energy off of the sun since I was a child. And then they're amazed at how I find the information. Well, I get a download. I get an intuitive hit. Hey, you know what? You have this problem. Here's the solution. Focus on the solution instead of the problem. Okay, I can go with that. And now you have groups taking bribes, doing everything they can to stop the truth from coming out. Okay, great. Yeah, I'm far from innocent. I have been dealing with this demons for a long time. Right? Every time I get arrested, someone lived. And now I'm starting to find out, well, they weren't supposed to. That was their karma. They weren't supposed to live. That's why I end up getting arrested. And this demon pops in, controlling everything. You got reader after reader talking about it now. Okay, great. So if we're going to continue feeding these problems instead of focusing on the solution, right? 96,000 case studies for the 1 minute cure. Focus on that. There's no profit in that cure. It's self-administered. It's a book. Read it. Do the research. Right? You got QHHT. If the mind is powerful enough to make you sick, it's powerful enough to heal you in 117 countries. Great. And now we have a justice system that has been weaponized by powerful people with their winner in your child on an island and have been doing this dark, sinister shit for how long? Interesting. Let's do a reading, shall we? God got us all that is, angels, archangels, ascended masters, the divine white light. That should not be a clear and infinite channel for your wisdom at this time for myself, as well as those I do readings for. Namaste. See, that's the thing that gets me, is if you have this group that has such a problem, right? And I was talking to, whether this is true or not, we were talking about these things. And I remember a woman telling me that there was a research doctor, whatever, had came up with a cure for incurable diseases. Well, Dolores Cannon makes the same claim. So we start discussing that. Well, they unalived him. He comes out with this information. They unalive him. And wouldn't you know, they got hits out on the Earth Angel right now? Is that true? You think they're trying to pull the same shit? Think they're trying to pull the same shit? You think they are? Think that money's more important? Thank you, Spirit. That's what it is. Truth is the truth. Period. And I agree. Right? And you've got everyone trying to look innocent. No, it's what, like I said, every time my crimes have come up to the surface, somebody lived, but that didn't count. That didn't count. That didn't matter. They couldn't even believe. They can't believe what they're seeing now. They couldn't believe what they were seeing then. They couldn't understand it. Couldn't process the information. Cool. Well, now it's written out. Now you have the Ascension Glossary to comb through. Thank you, Spirit. Now you've got the 1 minute cure to comb through. Okay. Now you've got Reiki, meditation. When Dr. Joe Dispenza has a book out about becoming supernatural, right? Has people coming to his retreats, standing up in front of everyone else. It's part of the retreat, and talking about how they overcame stage 4 cancer. Thank you, Spirit. And then everyone else in the group, oh my goodness, this person has overcame stage 4 cancer. Maybe there's something to it. What did you do? Tell me more. Use his meditation techniques, activate those parts of the brain, the body heals, and then 99 people sit there with the 100th monkey study, just like Reiki from Japan. They put 100 monkeys on one island, 100 monkeys on another. One monkey goes and starts dipping their sweet potato in salt water. What happens? Monkey see, monkey do. Monkey mind sees, monkey mind do. That energy, that behavior carried through morphic resonance over to their other control group where they had introduced the sweet potato. And then 100 monkeys pick up that energy and all start doing the same thing on a soul level, on an energetic level, on a morphic resonance. It has a term, right? Something that they couldn't figure it out. They have to see it to believe it. Okay, cool. So now we're seeing it, so we have to believe it. Another study with morphic resonance, giraffes eating the leaves off of a certain tree. The tree got tired of it, created a chemical to make the leaves bitter so that the giraffes would stop eating the leaves. Okay, cool. So, thank you, Spirit. All right. How do we make these crimes against humanity bitter so all these little human giraffes quit sticking their neck out for these people that are profiting off of your death. They're built on a society profiting off the death of their people. With these claims available that I have tested, that I agree with, that lots of other people agree with, we've obviously got people trying to silence us, and they're involved in what? Crimes against humanity. So if they've been running the show, thank you, Spirit, the whole time, are we products of our environment? And I understand this. When I hear that justice is, it's supposed to be justice is blind. Take it for what it is and accept the truth. Great. Confirmation. 1600 on the clock. Timestamp. So my spirit guides have now moved me over to the timestamp because I've this new phone trying to get to the sign of the times. Man, that's the hit I'm getting. What time do you have? Numbers hold a vibration. Thank you, Spirit. Angels are doing everything they can to guide us out of this hell that they have created. They're running scared. They're obviously having issues. They're tied up in trying to unalive an individual. That's what it is. Why? Because we're speaking the truth? Okay, great. Confirmation. And that's my question. If these people have been running the show the whole time, thank you, Spirit. Have anything they've ever designed in this system or this matrix, it's a profoundly backward society. They keep you sick. They regulate your food. There's going to be so many truths coming out that they're trying to stop every possible way, doing everything they can to silence you. Cool. Why haven't we looked at what was already available and let these people stand? Let them stand on business. Let them stand on why that information is silenced, hidden. Thank you, Spirit. And there's not it. And I get it in the angel numbers all the time. And they're trying to show me because they'll give me one thing that I hold true to, and then bloop, they will throw in one of these crazy advertisements for a new. Somebody told me a long time ago, Christine Holiday. I love to promote Christine. She removed a reptilian attachment from me. Reiki for reptilian entity removal? Yeah, I've had that done. I almost threw up in a laundromat in California. Thank you, Spirit. And now here we're sitting talking about how these entities are working through people. Got this body jumper. It's working through people, keeping them possessed, keeping them what? In a lower vibration, in a lower state? Okay, cool. They've got Reiki for reptilian removal. So when a reader says that, they have Reiki for reptilian removal. I've had one removed. Okay, cool. Well, the math is mathing there for me. The math is mathing there for me. So when it's a simple Google search, it's a simple edification, Christine Holiday. It's a simple experience. Hey, I've been there. Well, then where is all of the issue lie, and why are they trying to silence that? Thank you, Spirit. Simple enough. Simple enough. Because now what are we looking at? The tables are turning. Those of us who already went through that, and now the masses are starting to awaken to what? Their chance to go through that? That's hell. That's hell on earth. Got Dorothy summoning Jen. Okay, great. I agree. When a reader says that Dorothy summoned a Jen, okay, yeah, I agree. What symptoms did she fit? Same ones Chosen 144 is talking about. Staring at you, going in the other room and mumbling, talking to herself, plotting and planning. because they know you can see the entity. They know you can see that body jumper. Right? And we can't all be wrong. Right? We can't all have had these experiences because we're tapped into our intuition, seeing through the illusion, right? And having an opposition. If there is an opposition to the light, that's the darkness. Thank you, Spirit. That's coming out of the age of, that's coming out of a dark age where people were kept in the dark for profit, where they were kept in the dark to bang your children. Oh no! And I mean, confirmation. For me to see that they do a public interview, right, with the individual responsible for those nanotechnology, right? Thank you, Spirit. I mean, the conspiracy runs so deep and so sinister, right? It's going to be shocking. People aren't going to believe it. Left brain, right brain, subconscious mind. However, the truth is the truth is the truth is the truth. And when you've got readers talking about them taking Pisces to a practitioner when Pisces was young so that they could suppress the ability, so that they could keep Pisces asleep so that Pisces never woke up. And now Pisces has woke up. Okay, so how much of our lives have we been punished for something we did when we were asleep and unaware? Cards in the upright? No, cool. Let's flip that shit around. Yeah. Focus no longer on standing still. That's what it is. It is an all-out spiritual tug of war. And I totally agree with the readers. They're talking about, what was the term that she used? I don't know. I'll go back and find it. Something about now Spirit's bringing karma. They brought us all injustice, and now Spirit is bringing them karma. That's what it is. Seeing Lee in the UK being tormented by demonic entities. That's what it is. Knowing that jinn magic. All you got to do is go look up 3 ways the jinn enter the body. You got multiple readers talking about someone I know that summoned that shit, and I would have to agree. She fit every symptom that we're all agreeing on. We all agree with what's going on. I have the experience of being there, and I don't know any of these people. I know the person they're talking about. Math's mathing. The math is just mathing for us. What do we need for intentions? Yeah, that's what it is. These people are going nowhere. There is no void. They're where are they going to go? Into the truth? Into the light? Don't go into the light, Carol Ann. That's what it is. What do we need to be aware of? Yeah, fucking there's no more opportunities for these people. It's just what it is. You can absolutely give them the free will opportunity to poison you. That's what it is. I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about that. When you can go to my community page for the post that I put out for the 4th of July to bring true independence to this situation, knowing the dark arts information that's in the Ascension Glossary. If you've never read that, cool, go to Google, put in the Ascension Glossary. Right? They tell you. If you're not going to seek and ye shall find, yeah, they tell you. Yeah, you cannot trust these people. There is no trust in these groups. They wouldn't be triggered demons if you could. If my light triggers their demons, then that tells me anybody that's triggered is operating on demon time. Plain and simple. What do we need to explore? Yes, there's no going forward. That's what it is. Everyone is under divine judgment. I would have to agree. Right? Touch not my anointed. Do my prophets no harm. Right? And then we come with the same information that I gave you for the 4th of July. They wanted to stop that. Oh, God, no, there's no profit in the cure. Attack! What did they say happens when you do that? God brings the storms? Cool, it's what we're looking at now. The energy from the past That's what it is. There's no more voyage. Spirit says relax. That's what it is. On a 3D aspect, relaxing on the issue in the past, yeah, nothing was thriving. Doing everything they could to cover up the truth, and the truth shall set you free. You can't trust these people going forward. That's what it is. Love always wins. Love is standing on business. Love, what, Reiki? Love's intent to help her heal? Let's talk about that for a second. It's a double-edged sword that came with Mikao Yasui. In the beginning, he thought, you know what, I really want to help people. Let me take this humanity's birthright, this energetic healing modality, as a complementary Japanese healing modality to the beggars, right? To the people in the slums. What did he end up with? A bunch of healthy beggars. No honor among thieves, right? That's what it is. So, okay, so let's make a first level attunement 600 years ago, 10 grand. Let's make it super expensive. We'll reserve it. Knowledge for the elites, right? Then what did you end up with? An emperor, right? Who had plant Reiki, animal Reiki, heightened Kundalini, sexual creative energy, right? So he had the healthiest livestock, the crops with the biggest yield, and 100 wives with thousands of kids. Think about what they say, like what, I don't even know what the percentage is, but it's like a huge percentage of the Asian culture is Genghis Khan DNA. And now you've got the energy of Sun DNA. We're doing the DNA activation, that junk DNA is being activated, and we're coming into union with the divine. What did Dolores Cannon say? Nothing's impossible when you're working with the higher self. Nothing is impossible when you're working with the divine consciousness. Everything before that was fucking impossible. Challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge. Now we've stepped into the light and they're challenged. Right? Challenged to what? Do the work? Challenged to focus on the cure instead of the cause. What does Spirit say is an outcome? Yeah, there's no inner peace. All right, you've got reader after reader talking about Spirit is bringing the karma. Okay. Well, what does that mean? Lee in the UK on Really Haunted being demonically tormented? All right, Di. What are we looking at? What are we stepping into that's going to be hell in it? It's always darkest before the dawn? Great. How dark? How dark is it going to be? So because it's not like this information hasn't been out. They just hide it. They keep it hidden from you. They don't give it to you as an option. There's no profit in the cure. It's okay, Daisy. Right, and I agree. I agree with the readers on if you have haters, it's because you're doing something right. Cool. So if there's no profit in the cure and they hate that, cool. Then that's what it is. We're going to focus on the cure instead of the cause for you being sick. The cause for your energy. They're energy vampires. They keep you sick so they can drain your cash. So I was a part of it. I worked in the oil field. Every time I try to come back into society, if you have nothing but criminals running the system, then how are we possibly supposed to be healthy, to get ahead, to be successful? You have to do it on your own. I took a doctor's orders. He said, you have two options. He said, you're never going to be able to work for yourself. Or he said, you're never going to be able to work for someone else. You have two options. Work for yourself or write a book. I thought, hey, you know what? I'm going to do both. What do you have? People trying to plagiarize the poetry, and every investment I went into, it's the criminal element. The same shit I run into every time. Why? Because they got the money. They can pay it off. Hey, you know what? Hey, do me a favor, Joey. Go on in there and get that Archangel. Come on, Joey. Go get him. That's what it is. All right. Well, you know what? We went ahead and made a deal with Spirit and the gods. And that's what it is. And now you got Texas. Oh, my God. 20 children. Well, you know, you've been taking them to an island. God took them home. 20 children washed away in the hill country. Well, they told you God was bringing the storms for harming the chosen. They told you, touch not the anointed. Do my prophets no harm. Did you listen to that? No. Okay, cool. 20 kids gone. Oh, no. There's 20 children washed away by God. Oh, no. Well, how many have been taken to an island by dickhead running your country? Tell me, how many people are on that list? Right? They've had 20 kids apiece, and you're worried about God taking 20 through a river out of the Texas Hill Country. Confirmation. Can you think about that? What's worse? Right? A list of rich men taking 20 kids apiece to an island. Or God saying, you know what? Fuck this. Let me just go ahead and wash 20 kids to the promised land. That's what it is. That's what it is. So I see they're hunting for 20 little girls. 13 unalived, 20 washed away. And as soon as I'm like, oh God, they're making a huge deal out of that. Oh no, 20 children have passed away. Cool. How many people are on that list that have had 20 kids apiece on that island? Backward ass society. Namaste.